Hey, Dan here, and today I'm going to teach you how to get more customers on your WooCommerce site through SEO.
Okay, so the very first step is to get Yoast SEO installed on the site. Don't worry, this isn't going to be a tutorial teaching you how to use Yoast SEO because that's just what everyone else does. This is actually going to give you some advice that you're going to be able to get traffic increase from. So get Yoast SEO installed, and then you want to go through the sitemap and make sure that that's set up correctly. And I've got a video I'm going to post in the description of this video. Check that out, that'll teach you how to do it. Because you want to get rid of things like author sitemap right here. So check out the video in the description after. And yeah, go through that and then get this into the search console. That's step number one. After you've got that done, we're then going to need to go and do some keyword research. So if we look at computer chair, and we have a look at phrase match, we can see all the most popular things people type in containing computer chair. What we can actually see straight away here is that more people search for office chair, but we're going to actually use computer chair as the example anyway. So if we look at this, 17,000 people just search for computer chair. So ranking for this would be great, and it looks achievable to me just looking at the first page. The next most commonly searched things, Argos, and IKEA. We're probably not going to be able to rank for these because these names are too unique. However, we probably could rank for Home Bargains computer chair. That is possible. We could have like home computer chair bargains landing page. This stuff really works. I do it all the time, and it's so cool. But anyway, that's a topic of another video. We can see people look for best computer chair. We can create blog posts for that. White computer chair. This is a category page. Leather computer chair is a category page. Gaming. Cheap. This is a modifier, so that's cool. Ergonomic. This is a category. PC World we're not going to be able to do. eBay again. IKEA. Okay, pink, this is a category page. Comfy, category page. So we can see all the different category pages we should be building out if we want to rank for these keywords, because like you're not going to rank for leather computer chair with a page that doesn't target that keyword. We need to build a page out that just pulls in all of the leather computer chairs, that's completely optimized with all the on-page signals, and this post right here, this on-page SEO post on Top Marketing that I put together, this explains everything you need to know about that, but we're going to go through a lot of it here anyway. So that's the next step, is to go through, do keyword research, figure out exactly what it is people are looking for, and then we know what it is we need to actually target on our pages. If you don't have Ahrefs, you could also just look through Google, and you could do this. If you open up and do it in a private tab to make sure that it's not influenced by anything you've been looking at. If you put in computer chair, right here we can see Argos, cheap, IKEA, matte, Amazon, near me, for sale, UK, cover. This is going to bring back some of the most commonly searched things. It's not going to give you everything, but then there's other tricks you can do, like you could put in here for, and then you can see bad back, home, tall person, posture, back pain, gaming. So we can see like that, and then the other thing we can do to find other keywords is we could actually put a space at the beginning, and then we're going to get back here all the keywords that have something before it. So it will put best, gaming, ergonomic, white, so we actually got some of the keywords back this way. The reason why I prefer Ahrefs is because obviously we get the numbers here and we know how worth it is. This way is okay if you don't have money to invest in SEO tools, but if you was to say, like, for example, when I was using the for there, if you was to go for bad back, you don't actually know how many searches that's getting, and although this won't give you the exact number, when you look like this tells you it's getting about 20 in this country a month, which is not actually that bad, but you know, it's better than nothing. But you may have been better off investing your time elsewhere. So that's another way you can do keyword research. But yeah, that next step is doing the keyword research, getting a list of keywords, figuring out exactly what pages you need to create, and you know, to target these keywords, and then getting those pages built out. Okay, so now that we have our keywords and we've hopefully built out our filtered category pages, we now need to actually SEO optimize them. And the first thing we need to do is look at the design and figure out if we need to change anything, because the design will play a big part of this. So for example, this theme right here I'm using is called Shopfront, and with this, if I add content to the description, like this, what happens is it pushes the content above the products. And we do want to add a little bit of content in here, but what we don't want to do is push the products down. So we want to change the design of this. We want to tighten this up. So we want to remove some of this spacing here. There's no need for this spacing, no need for this spacing, no need for all this spacing. And then we want to move the content that we write here. We want to move this below the products here. We want the products above the scroll. So anybody that's actually looking for computer chairs, when they click on our listing, they see the computer chairs straight away. If you don't do this, what happens is you get a really high bounce rate. And when you get a high bounce rate, your rankings drop down. So we definitely want to make the change to the content's design, first and foremost. Then after that, what we want to do is go through and actually optimize this content. So we want to get some content in here. Now, it's not massively important how many words, but I would say between sort of 200 and 300 words is good. And we want to use this content as a way of getting in more keywords and also internally linking to other pages to pass authority around the site. So we want to be linking to our gaming computer chair page, our leather computer chairs page. We want to be linking to our white computer chairs page in our content, and it's really not hard to do it. All we want to say is something like from white computer chairs to, what was that other one? I've forgotten now, mine's gone blank. Oh, gaming. From white computer chairs to gaming computer chairs and everything in between. We won't be beaten on price, or something like this. Okay, it doesn't have to be the most compelling copy, because the truth is no one's going to read it. This content isn't to be read. This content is to be indexed by Google so that we can get more traffic. And then from there, what you want to do is you want to go and copy. I forgot to put the word chairs in there. You want to go ahead and copy, highlight this, and click on this, and then link to your new page. So you've internally linked to it. That's going to help that white computer chairs page rank higher in Google. We then want to go through and actually add other H2s into here as well, so we can target more keywords. So I would say something like, if our H1 is computer chairs, we want to say buy computer chairs online or something like that. That's a good keyword, because when someone's searching for buy computer chair or buy computer chairs, they're much more likely to buy than they are when they're looking for anything else. 40 people a month are searching for that in the UK, and the conversion rate on this will be much higher. I've never actually worked with this industry, but I've worked with loads of others, and I see all the time. I run ads with loads of different modifiers, and buy is usually the best one. You've got like things like buy, finance, cheap deals, sale, online, free delivery. Those sort of things really convert well, but buy is usually the best one. So it's worth putting in the H2 like that, buy computer chairs online. You can also do things like this, buy computer office chairs, and then we've got office chairs in here, which is a keyword variation, and we've got more chance of ranking for more keywords. These are good, but what I would actually say on this occasion is to keep it like that. You'd have your content and then go down here, and then maybe you'd want to say like office chairs for sale with free delivery or something like that, and then we'd want to make that H2 as well. And yeah, and then just go through and add a bunch of content in here. 200 to 300 words is fine. And when we refresh this now, we'll see that we've got these titles. Again, we'd want to tighten this up a lot because there's just no need for all this spacing. Then after that, what we want to do is we want to come into SEO and go to search appearance. And what we can actually do here is we can create title tag and meta description templates. So this is the blog category right here, and you see how it says term title, archives, page separator, site title. So term title is going to be the category. So if you've got a category of I don't know, web design, or that's a I don't know, some other thing, office, maybe it is office chairs, computer chairs as your category, it would put that there, and then it would say archives, and then it'd tell you the page number you're on, and then the site title. That's how this works. So we can use this for our e-commerce category pages. I've put this one together already. If you make them somewhat open-ended and not specific, then it will work on all of the categories, and then you can just go through and create custom ones for your primary ones, the ones that are the most important, because that way you've got a meta description on every single product category without having to manually go in and do it. Some of them won't really be worth you taking the time to craft a unique meta description for, so you want to make sure you get as much done as possible, so you can do it this way and then override them individually after. So I'll show you that. So we've got product category, we've got term title. So the term title for this example here is going to be computer chairs, and it says so this would be computer chairs buy online now, and then site title, and this is just Woo because this is my example site. So we'd have, that would be our title, and that's okay because we've got our modifiers in here. And then we've got a meta description. It's quite short, but that says buy computer chairs online today with free delivery, lowest price guaranteed, order now. Now you might want to have some more stuff in here. Usually they'll be a lot longer, but you've got different things you can include. So you could have the site title in here if you wanted. So you could say order now from, and then you could do your site title, for example, if you wanted to. So that's how you'd go about that bit. And so if we look at this one now, we can actually see that in action. Computer chairs buy online now, Woo, buy computer chairs online today. So if we go edit now, let's say we wanted to actually do a better meta description and title tag, we can scroll down to here and we can edit this manually and overwrite it. Now luckily this article I wrote has already covered this topic, so I don't have to think about this. I can just copy the one that I wrote before. So we can go with this right here and leave that part. So now that's like that. Computer chairs and office chairs buy online now, Woo. And then we've got the meta description, and I can copy this one. That's the wrong place to do it. What's supposed to be in here? So we can paste that in there, and now we're good on both fronts. So this one here now would perform better because this is going to be one of the most important pages on the site. If you're selling computer chairs, is your main category page. So that's how you set up these templates. And obviously, as I say, be careful with them because sometimes it won't make sense. If you're using singular to describe some of the terms and plurals to describe some of the other terms, it won't make sense, and that might look a little bit silly in the SERPs. But this is really good for speeding up the whole process of creating these meta descriptions and title tags. Okay, so the next thing we want to look at is the product page optimization, because some of these products will actually get searched for. So let's take this chair here, for example. If this was our page, it wouldn't do very well because there's nothing on here. It's not optimized around a keyword, etc. But if we found a popular chair, so let's say there was one of these. Okay, so there's Secret Lab. I don't know if they're sold, but like you can see why I've been talking about computer chairs so much now, right? What's that company called again? Give me 1 second. Noble Chairs. This is what I just bought. Noble Chairs. So let's say we're selling these. This chair right here, this is the one that I bought. This actually gets a bunch of searches. So let's have a look at this in Ahrefs and see what Ahrefs brings back. So this is getting 100 searches a month. So this would be worth ranking for, right? So if we made this our page, this our product, I mean, sorry. What we'd want to do is have this as our product name right here. So we'd want to say Noble Epic Gaming Chair. Does this get searched for in a different way, actually? Looks like that's the most popular way. Let's just have a quick look, just double check this. Really good way of double checking this is to actually see what the page is ranking for. So if we go to Amazon's page and see what they're getting traffic for, Noble Chairs, Noble Gaming Chairs, Noble Chairs Epic Gaming Chair, Noble Chairs Epic Gaming Chair, Noble Chairs Epic Gaming Chair. Okay, so that's fine as it is. So that's our product title, so that will be our H1 tag. We then want to change our URL to be that thing as well, so we just paste that in there and that will clean it all up for us. And then we want to actually come down here, obviously ignore price for now, and we want to add a short description. So the short description is going to appear by the price here. So we don't want to make this too long, because what we don't want to do, again, we were talking earlier about pushing products below the scroll. We don't really want to push the buy now button below the scroll too far. So we want to add some sort of content in here. So we would also want to include our keyword. So we'd want to say something like this: the Noble Chair's epic gaming chair is something something something. Okay, and we want to just talk about it a little bit. The copywriting for this is a completely different thing. I could do a video on that if you're interested, because I can teach you how to write better content that converts higher as well. But let's just use this for now as an example. So if we get that content right there, that's the first thing. And now when we refresh this page, hopefully it will redirect for us. Yeah, okay, it did. So now we've got our H1 tag as Noble Chair's epic gaming chair. We know this gets searches. And then we've got this little bit of content right here with our keyword here. That's really going to help with our SEO, on page SEO. So a little bit of content, hopefully it's going to push people towards the sale slightly. And then what we need to do is we need to actually get images right here of the chair. So for conversion rate optimization, I found that if you have more images, it makes the product look more important. If you've got one image, it looks like the product's not really all that important to your company and probably not doing that well and not maybe that popular. That's the impression it gives. So if you have more than one image, if you try and get, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 images on there, you will do better and show it from different angles and stuff like that. And always as well, like with a chair like this, and this is something where sometimes I think it's crazy the way people market a product. If you look at all of these products here, there's no images of anybody using them. And that's a big mistake. If you can actually find an image of somebody using it, then definitely include that. People want to see what it's going to do for them. So this chair in this completely white room doesn't do that. However, oftentimes you've just got to work with what you've got, unless you've got a good relationship with a manufacturer. But let's say this now, again, you'd hopefully be able to get these images from the manufacturer direct. But I'm just going to save this image. Okay, so now I have the image. If you look, the file name is Z1VKFW. So this is terrible for your image SEO, and it's not going to be a positive on-page SEO signal. So what we want to actually do is call this the product name. So if we go back to our page, wherever it's gone, right here, we want to grab this, and what we want to do is we want to replace. Actually, the best way is to just copy this URL up here, actually, in this instance. So we don't have spaces, we've got hyphens instead. So I've copied that. And now what we want to do is open our folder back up and rename that. Like that. Now that we have that image, we can drop that into our page. And so if we edit this, and then scroll down, we've got product image right here, set product image. If we go to upload, then we can just go back to here and drag and drop that in. And then what we want to do is we want to go where it's got title, we want to delete out the hyphens. Don't worry about capitalization here. Delete that, and then so now we've got it with spaces. We want to copy that, paste that in the alt text, and set that as the product image. And then if we click update and wait for that to finish going, and refresh, now we'll have the product image on the left. So we've now got an image of the product. Now, as I said earlier, we'd want to add more products in here. I'm not going to do that just for the sake of time, but you'd want to go through and name these slightly different. So this one here, you might want to call this one Dimensions, Noble Epic Gaming Chair Dimensions. You might want to call this one, where's a good one? Like here, like, I don't know what this part of the chair is called, but figure it out. Backrest or seat. This part here is, I don't even know what that's an image of, but, and I'm sitting on it and I don't recognize that bit, but yeah, this, maybe you'd call this one back, front. You see what I mean? Go through, name these the different image types, and you can also look at what people actually look for as well in Ahrefs to see if there are any sort of keywords people type in with that. So if we look here, what have we got? Black. So okay, there you go. There's the color. You might want to also do like headrest or whatever that thing's called. So stuff like that. Name it the different things. So that's that part of it. Another important thing that I need to point out about the images is that you need to optimize them. So that image there is already optimized. It's like 80 something kilobyte, which is not actually that big. But if your images are like a megabyte, 2 megabyte, there's no need for them to be that big when you're using them on a website. And so you should instead use an optimized image, and you can do that for free by putting your image through something called TinyPNG, which is a website, and then downloading them and then uploading them to the server again. This is going to save you server space, which can be a right pain because the hosting company can ask you to move onto a different server because your website's too big, and it can also decrease your page load time, which means you're going to get a lower bounce rate and rank higher in Google from it. So yeah, that's everything to do with image SEO. And you want to just look through, after having your introduction text, you want to write out the proper description, and that would go in here. So this is the full so you'd want this part here. If you can, you'd want to put more content in this part. You'd want to go for about 300 because it's below the scroll, and you'd want to include different headings. You'd want to talk, really sell the product here, have different images in here as well. You can use the same ones and just zoom into things, highlight the different benefits that the chair provides, and this content here is really what's going to help you rank in Google. And then after that, similar to what we've done with the template, you could set up a product template for these as well, but you may want to do your own one in here on the most important product pages. And by literally just doing those things alone, you can often rank for a lot of products, as a lot of people aren't doing this stuff. Now, something I really do want to say, and this is a lesson I learned quite early on, is that you've got to make sure that the products you're prioritizing aren't just the highest priced ones, because I've done this before and then the product, they ended up changing, and then everything was now irrelevant. Like, they stopped creating the product after. You want to look at the ones that look like they're going to be around for the longest. So products that aren't likely to be replaced by changing a number in the model, and then changing a door type and stuff like that, and then you have to go back through it all. So yeah, with these, really look for a product that's going to last for a while if you're going to invest your time into optimizing for it. And also obviously do your keyword research and make sure it actually gets searched, because it's worth trying to rank for this chair right here, but one of the Argos chairs, like this one right here or something, these probably don't get searched for anywhere near as much, so it wouldn't really be worth optimizing for these ones if you were selling them, as it would be for one of the ones that's going to get searched for a lot. So the next way that we can get more traffic to your WooCommerce site is by blogging. So because you're using WooCommerce, your website's built in WordPress, which means that you have like the best blogging platform at your disposal. And if we do a search for like what we found earlier on Ahrefs, where it had best computer chair, these sort of keywords here get searched a lot, and you can actually sell through them, but you won't be targeting them with a category page. You'll be targeting them with some information. So you can go after these. You can also go after long tail variations like this. So there's 4 long hours, gaming, posture, back pain, tall person, home, heavy person, back, comfort. We could create out blog posts for all of these, and the way that it works is as you scroll down, you'll see like the first listing right here. This is just a bunch of information about them, and then it goes through and explains them, their favourite pick of chairs, and these are probably all affiliate links, I imagine. They usually are on these sort of things. So we could do the exact same thing as this, only link through to our products. So the same way that we create out those category pages that pull in all of the products, we can link to the products here manually through a blog post. This works really, really well, and it ranks really well, and as I say, you can definitely sell through this, so it's a really good strategy to take. The other thing you can do that's a really good win right now is, if you look at all of these, they're quite small, these listings. You can actually make your listing 3 times the size by using FAQs. So if I go to here, I'll show you. So there's 2 ways to do it. Because we're in WordPress, you can actually use this one. So the Yoast has a FAQ block, which you can use, and when you use that, you can turn it into a accordion. Go into this page right here, just search for on top marketing, go to articles, and you can find this post, turn the Yoast FAQ skin blog into an accordion. So it won't take up a bunch of room on your post, and then you can just answer some FAQs and get your listing even bigger. So this is a really cool win as well. The final piece of advice I would give is to ask customers to leave reviews on your different properties like Google My Business, Facebook, Trustpilot, all the different places that you're collecting reviews on, because that really helps your SEO, and it also helps your conversion rate if you pull them into the website. And also people research companies before they use them, so it just helps across the board. So this goes off into reputation management a little bit, which is a different video, which if you're interested in, let me know in the comments down below. But you can actually really improve your brand perception by doing this. So just edit, there's a template in WooCommerce called customer-completed-order, and that's the one that the customer gets sent after the product has been delivered. And if you include something like what you see on the screen right now in there, you will get a lot more people leaving reviews. Remember, people aren't really going to leave reviews unless they are reminded. They're not going to just think, oh, I'm going to leave a review. It just don't happen. So you've got to remind them. And by doing all of this, we can make them feel good about doing it. And by doing this part right here, we can hopefully prevent some of the negative reviews that we'll get, because if you're selling a lot of products, you're going to get negative reviews. Just look at Currys right now. So with this part here, we say if you have any questions or would like to speak to our team directly about your purchase, feel free to call us on, and then your telephone number. That's hopefully going to handle any problems. And then we've got submit Google review, submit Facebook review. These would be links here. So yeah, this would be the final piece of advice that I would advise. And then also, if you do this and you get more reviews on your Google My Business listing, if you're a local business, you'll find that your page will your Google My Business listing will show up more frequently when people are searching. So it's really worth doing, especially if they're mentioning different keywords and stuff like that in there. This is a really good strategy. So the one other thing that is worth me mentioning, if you are a local business that's providing within a small service area, one of the other things you want to do is create out location pages, and you can target. So let's say you were based somewhere between two major cities or large towns. So if you was between Colchester and Chelmsford, you would want to build out a Colchester page and a Chelmsford page. And if you're a local shop, so let's say you sell appliances, you would want to create a page for like appliance shop Colchester and appliance shop Chelmsford. And then that way you can rank when people are searching for those sort of things, because they do. If people are looking there, they're going to travel anyway, because most people aren't going to live in the town centre. So if you're just a little bit out, it's actually still meeting their intent. And what you want to do is you want to create a page where at the top you might have a map. You might have a map at the top of the page. You might want to have a get directions button. You might want to have a actual written directions. I often do this from the area, so from Colchester or from Chelmsford, how to get to the place. And then just have some SEO content about the company, and then just talk about the different things. So if you do repairs, mention that. You know, go through every single thing, and then you'll have a chance of ranking for the broadest amount of keywords that you can. And then you also might want to have like a Google walk around tour, things like that if your shop's nice. Those sort of things help as well. So that's another little bonus tip there, is location pages. I know I haven't really gone into much depth with them, but they do really work. I've got quite a few shops that the location pages bring in online sales as well, so it's really worth doing. Again, if you want more information, drop it in the comments down below. I think I've given enough information here that you're going to be able to run with this and really get a lot more traffic from your WooCommerce site. So if you did find anything useful in this video, then let me know, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.